Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello judges, we are from Group 5 of Speaking Course. We would like to perform our debate with the topic juvenile delinquency is caused by lack of parental attention. According to Arkan 2006, juvenile delinquency is a crimes or unlawful acts committed by children, especially teenagers. Before we start the debate, let me introduce the government and affirmation team. The government team consists of Tiara Fadia Savitri as the first speaker, Yohanda Zetira as the second speaker, and Gita Nurmulia as the third speaker. And the affirmation team consists of Anggun Nurani as the first speaker, Raina Siti Zahra as the second speaker, Siti Nur Hasana as the third speaker, and me, Ajang Natasha, as the moderator. For the first speaker of the government team, Tiara Fadia, the time is yours.
Okay, so my name is Tiara Fadia Savitri, and I'm here as the Prime Minister of the government team, and I will present the case of juvenile delinquency is caused by the lack of parental attention. So this house believes that juvenile delinquency is the participation by a minor child, usually between the ages of 10 and 17, in illegal behavior or activities. There are two main types of offenders, which are repeat offenders and age-specific offenders. Repeat offenders are offenders that continue to engage in criminal activities or aggressive behaviors even after they enter adulthood, while age-specific offenders leave their delinquent behavior behind when they enter adulthood. They often have more mental health problems, engage in substance abuse, and have little financial problems than adults who are never delinquent as juveniles. Juvenile delinquency has many factors, but is often the result of poor home conditions. Other contributing factors include a child's lack of religious beliefs and lack of parental involvement. According to Pew Research Center, children who grow up in families with disengaged parents are nearly twice as likely to become offenders than children from families with active, interested parents. The child's neighborhood or family life, a parent's relationship with their child, and the child's environment are also affected. So this house believes that juvenile delinquency is caused by the lack of parental attention because in Indonesia, a lot of teenagers have become active smokers, narcotics, free sex participants, and criminals. This has included more violent acts such as murder, which are often related to drugs, gangs, or both in other crimes. This fact shows the increase of juvenile crimes and how tragic our nation has become, because we have to realize that young people are the foundation of our nation. Two perspectives have been adopted in the parenting literature. Research that is focused on dimensions of parenting and research focusing on typologies. Dimensions are concepts to categorize parenting behaviors such as affection, punishment, monitoring, whereas typologies are constellations of parenting dimensions such as an authoritative parenting style, which is a combination of supportive parenting, attachment, and guiding the child's behavior by explanation and appropriate expectations for conformity. So we have two arguments. The first one is the control dimension. The control dimension has been defined as placing demands on and controlling the child. Some scholars have argued that control should not be viewed as unidimensional, since this dimension could be further divided into separate constructs with different meanings. A common approach is to distinguish between authoritative control and authoritarian control. Authoritative control reflects child-oriented and inductive discipline techniques, such as guiding the child's behavior cognitively, giving up information, and stimulating responsible behavior of the child, while authoritarian control refers to adult-oriented, coercive, restrictive, and firm discipline techniques, and emphasizes the negative aspects of control such as harsh punishment and love withdrawal. In general, authoritative control has positive effects on child behavior, while authoritarian control has been found to have negative effects on the child. And the last one is behavioral control. Behavioral control is defined as parents' attempts to control and regulate their children's behavior by rule setting and monitoring. Aspects of behavioral control, such as monitoring and consistency in discipline, have been associated with low levels of delinquency. Psychological control refers to intrusion into the psychological development of the child, such as love withdrawal, keeping the child dependent, and the use of guilt to control the child. Behavioral control is more strongly linked to externalizing problems in adolescence, while psychological control is more strongly associated with internalizing problems. Thus, the parenting dimension control is often seen as a multidimensional concept. That's all for me.
All right. Moving on to the first speaker of affirmation team, Anggun Nurani, the time is yours.
Thank you for moderator. Okay, I'm Anggun Nurani, the first speaker from opposite, and I'm disagree with the motion. Juvenile delinquency is caused by a lack of parental attention because this house believes that parents cannot be the main reason for juvenile delinquency. Adolescents who are naughty are not because their parents lack supervision, but the environment around children is very vulnerable to deviant behavior. And as we know, there are many factors that cause juvenile delinquency, so every parent should always supervise their child. Among teenagers, having many friends is a form of achievement in itself. The more friends, the higher their value in the eyes of their friends. Both children and parents are certainly happy to have many friends, but if the child cannot control himself, the association will cause disappointment because friends from certain circles must also have a certain lifestyle as well. And in the search for self-identity, adolescents tend to release themselves little by little from the safe bound of their parents. This is stated by Erikson in Harlock 1992-17, who calls the process of seeking self-identity or self-discovery. In this process, adolescents want to know their role and position in the environment. In addition to know about themselves, directly or indirectly. And the last one, according to Sri Rumini and Siti Sundari, 2453, adolescence is a transition from childhood to adulthood which experiences development of all aspects or functions to enter adulthood. Adolescence is a period of transition between childhood and adulthood. Teenagers tend to have difficulty in controlling themselves. Therefore, they are not able to think clearly. And according to Sandrock, 27, no thanks. And according to Sandrock 27, the factors that cause juvenile delinquency is self-control. Juvenile delinquency can also be described as a failure to develop sufficient self-control in terms of behavior. Some children fail to develop the essential self-control that others already have during the growth process. I think enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anggun. Continuing to the second speaker of the government team, Yohana Zetira, time is yours.
All right, thank you, Ajang. So my name is Yohana Zetira as the second speaker of opposition team. So I'm not agree with your point, and this house believes that juvenile delinquency is the act of committing a crime at a very young age. A juvenile delinquent is a young person, particularly a teenager under the age of 18, who breaks a state or federal law by committing a crime. It's by secure teens. And teens are still immature and do not think like adults, therefore they are prone to making mistakes or committing crimes that are not fully in their control. Teens can break laws for various reasons, and there are a number of factors that can lead them to juvenile delinquency. The first one, parents' problem that going to be broken family. A teen adopts moral and ethical values from his parents and other family members. It goes without saying that family plays a vital role in shaping a teen's behavior and grooming his or her. And the second one is lack of communication, often lack of discourse in the family can lead children to find solace other than homes. When they are not having any communication with their parents or family members at home, they may lose unity, trust, and understanding, which can even, or self-confidence. Once they feel they're losing their individuality, they tend to do things they shouldn't to boost their self-confidence. They blindly follow their peers and adopt their unhealthy lifestyle. They shoplift and consume drugs to look cool in the eyes of their peers. Parents are of immense importance to a child's normal development. Since they are the child's first teachers and role models, their responsibilities are not simply limited to providing food and shelter to their children, but also include their offspring's emotional well-being and safety. Children who are deprived of any of these things are prone to develop significant behavioral problems. It has been learned through various researches that majority of the teens involved in criminal activities come from a household which has either one or both the parents missing or not giving attention. The U.S. Census Bureau has further highlighted the seriousness of the matter by revealing that nearly 1 in 3 teens live in homes where the father is absent. Children with absent fathers grow up with a large set of problems. Instead of judging teens with behavioral problems in light of the long-standing cliche seeing is believing, it is far from more important and productive to understand the link between absent parents and such behavior. Parents are a source of comfort and warmth for their children. With one or both the parents absent, the teens remains deprived of aforementioned nourishments. It does not take them too long to get hit by the realization that nobody has their back, which consequently makes them feel vulnerable. Juvenile delinquency has many causes, but it is often the result of the missing parent. By Columbia Country, juvenile judge Joe Blennon state, the problem almost always start at home. It's by 1 to 3 help me come. So the much parents living or not giving attention, much more the teenager got into problem. So I'm not agree with your point. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Zetira. Continuing to the second speaker of affirmation team, Raina, the time is yours.
All right, thank you, Ajeng. I'm Raina Stizara from second speaker. And this house believes that there are many influencing factors of juvenile delinquency. In addition, poor economic condition can make teenagers act naughty and commit criminal acts such as theft. The many desire of a teenager can make him desperate to fulfill this desire in any way. However, it is not only economic deficiency that is a factor causing juvenile delinquency. Adults with economic advantage can also commit delinquency. This is due to the pampering factor as previously mentioned, making teenagers tend to do whatever they want. According to Santrop, juvenile delinquency is more common in lower socioeconomic groups. The harsh demand of life make teenagers of low socioeconomic class aggressive. And the other factor causing juvenile delinquency is the development of information technology. This is certainly one of the factors that must be considered today. Advance in technology can indeed make it easier to find various information needed for learning and science. But on the other hand, it can also damage teenagers very easily. The influence of the internet that makes all information around the world available to teenagers can have bad consequences. Content that should only be opened by adults can be opened by teenagers easily, which of course will have bad consequences later if there is no good guidance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on to the third speaker of government team, Gita, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, the moderator. So, hello, my name is Gita Nurmulia as the third speaker from the government team. With the mostly juvenile delinquency is caused by a lack of parental attention. And I disagree with the opposite team. This house believes juvenile delinquency has manufactured, but is often of the result poor home condition. Other contributing factors include a child lack of religious belief and a lack of parental involvement. Teens are still immature and do not think like adults, therefore they are prone to making mistakes or committing crimes that are not fully in their control. However, I found in your argument, especially is no control and grade by parents. So that means you agree with the parents with the presence of parenting to being the big picture for juvenile delinquency, right? And based on the data in Indonesia, the number of juvenile delinquency in 2050 parents 2050 research 7,732 cases. This problem certainly needs to be considered for parents who have teenagers. That the data from SAT.com and this fact show the increasing of crime that is contributed by juvenile and how the tragic our nation has become. Because we have to realize that the young people are the foundation of our nation. And also, based on the statement from Columbia County Juvenile Judge Doug Flanagan, state the problem almost always start at home. That data from 123helpme.com. So that much parents living or not giving attention much more the teenager got into the problem. That's all from me. I give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Gita. Continuing to the third speaker of affirmation team. For Siti Nurhasana, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm Siti Nurhasana. I'm from third speaker from opposite team. And from what has been mentioned by first speaker and second speaker from our team, it can be concluded juvenile delinquents are not because their parents lack supervision, but the environment around children is very vulnerable to define behavior. As already mentioned, there are many factors that cause juvenile delinquency, so every parent should always supervise their child. And for the factors that have been mentioned is environmental factors, technological factors, and economic factors. For environmental factors, is where you live can be a factor in the occurrence of juvenile delinquency, because if there are many perpetrators of crime in the environment, such as drinking, gambling, theft, drugs, and others, it is possible that teenagers will be affected. And for technological factors, this is certainly one of the factors that must be considered at this time. Advance in technology can indeed make it easier to find various information needed for learning and science, but on the other hand, it can also harm teenagers very easily. So for the economic factors, in addition to those already mentioned, poor economic condition can make teenagers act naughty and commit criminal acts such as theft. However, it is also important to pay attention to teenagers who come from the upper class socioeconomic condition. In this case, the socioeconomic condition of the household are very high. Where teenagers are accustomed to living in luxury, children easily get everything, which will make them less appreciative and underestimate, which can create a wasteful life so that children can fall into an antisocial environment. Maybe that's all. I give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Siti Nurhasana. Okay, I would like to conclude our argument that this house believes that the parents can be the main reason for that. According to Sri Rumini and Sri Sundari, 2004, adolescence is a transition from childhood to adulthood that experience the development of an aspect to enter the adulthood. Adolescence is a period of transition, and they tend to have difficulty in controlling themselves. Therefore, they are not be able to think clearly. And according to the Sandrock, 2007, the factor that causes juvenile delinquency is self-control. Juvenile delinquency can be described as a failure of development sufficient self-control in terms of behavior. Some children fail to develop the essential self-control that others already have during the growth process. And we have to pay attention to other factors. The first is environment. Bad environment can cause bad impact for the teenager adults. If the environment were the many bad factors such as drinking, gambling, thief, drugs, and others, it is possible that the teenagers will be affected. The second is economic condition. Poor economic condition can make teenagers act naughty and commit criminal acts such as thief. According to Sandrock, juvenile delinquency is more common in lower socioeconomic groups. And the last factor is technological development. Technological development can support youth access to crime such as online gambling, pornography sites, and technology seems to facilitate them by providing aspect to make crimes easier. It's time to the government team to give a reply speech. For Tiara, the time is yours.
So the conclusion is, this house believes that juvenile delinquency is caused by the lack of parental attention, because in Indonesia, a lot of teenagers have become active smokers, narcotics, free sex participants, and criminals. This has included more violent acts such as murder, which are often related to drugs, gangs, or both in other crimes. Teens are still immature and do not think like adults. Therefore, they are prone to making mistakes or committing crimes that aren't fully in their control. Teens can break laws for various reasons, and there are a number of factors that can lead them to juvenile delinquency, such as parental problems, broken family, and lack of communication. In Indonesia, the number of juvenile delinquency in 2015 reached 7,762 cases. This problem certainly needs to be considered for parents who have teenage children. Other examples of juvenile delinquency include fighting, hanging out, skipping school, leaving home without permission, driving without a driver's license, taking things from parents or other people without permission, getting drunk, brawl, wild racing, drug abuse or illegal drugs, and free sex. That's all for me.
All right, I think that's all the debate we have performed. Thanks to all participants for the debate. I'm Ajeng Altasya as the moderator. Sorry if there are any mistakes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.